And we should be live. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Justin. Hi, Jamie. This is exciting. This is the first time for the three of us. Yeah, it'll just be, no pressure. The first time for the three of us.
Sorry. What's my iPad?
Was that you? Okay, I'm like, do I
know?
I really don't like the sound of my own voice, so that was funny. Anyway, yeah, so it's first time for the three of us to be together. I'm so excited. Actually, it's the first time that I know Mascha and I are talking live. We've conversed on Facebook before, and of course, Mendy and I did a little impromptu thing last week, which was fun. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Hi, Rory. And
there's my daughter.
So
hi, Rory.
Oh, that's your daughter. Okay.
Hi,
is
my daughter. Hi, Jamie.
Is Rory the one that's going to college next year?
Well, I have two. I have twins.
Okay.
That are both graduating and going to college. She's the one that busted in when we were talking earlier about Youngstown. So.
All right. Look at that downstairs. Mount Rushmore. Justin, are you saying that we look like Mount Rushmore? I think we need a fourth person.
Oh, hi, Jen. Jen Montero here.
Oh, yeah, hi.
We do.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jamila.
Jamila.
Hello, Jamila.
So if anybody has any questions, we are here to do readings. Just put them in all caps.
Yeah, put them in all caps. And just while we're waiting, we thought we would play a little game. I want to test Mascha because, well, actually both of you, because you're both big Tarot de Marseille aficionados. So I want to test you guys and see if you know what decks, what decks these are.
Now we're under the.
Are we good?
Under pressure. Okay.
All right. This should be a nice, easy one, I think.
Francois Harry 1730.
You got it.
Yay.
Oh, that's the that's not the Tarot Classic, is it?
Yep.
It is.
Is it a Tarot Classic? Yep.
Tarot Classic. Good job.
This is Tarot de Marseille by Fournier.
You got it.
One wall.
All right. I don't think you have this one, Mascha. I don't know if Mendy has it.
Oh, the back looks very
it's familiar, right? I don't have that. Can it be Francois Chausson?
Nope.
No, I don't have.
I'll show you.
Is it
Burdell? Claude Burdell?
You got it.
Justin says it's The Pain.
Nope, it's Claude Burdell.
No, Justin, not Payen. I'm waiting for Payen. I've looked at it for hours.
All right.
I think we have a question. Jamila asked, could Jamila have a career reading?
Sure, cool.
So who wants to do the first draw? So the way we're going to do this, everyone, is since there's three of us and it would be a lot for all of us to draw cards, we're going to take turns drawing 3 cards and then all 3 of us read the card. So who wants to go first?
You go.
Me? Oh, what deck? Let's start with Spacious Tarot. So career reading. What does Jamila need to know about her career? Or I keep saying her. Jamila, I hope I'm not getting your pronouns wrong. I need to know about career.
I don't actually even see the question. Now I'm wondering if I'm.
It's not in caps. It's under Jen.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I didn't see it as well. I can see it. Yeah, so just a career.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so I've got the Ace of Cups is my first card, the Hierophant is my second card, and the Emperor as my third card. Let me see if I can pull these back so you can see all three of them. So what I'm getting from that is that you are seeking some enlightenment or some you need some light shed on how you can better get fulfilled emotionally in your career. There's, whether it's in a position of leadership, I see that there's like an area of leadership, whether it's you need assistance finding better leadership or maybe a mentor with between the Emperor and the Hierophant, or whether you are looking to get into a position of leadership and you're needing some guidance on how to get there so that you can get better fulfilled in your career. And I think that the key is the Hierophant, in that you need to find someone that can help guide you to find your path, whether it's someone that is higher up or somebody who can help you move higher up so that you can feel more fulfilled in your career. She says she's looking for a new job. Mm-hmm. So I think networking is going to be key, because you really need some sort of mentoring. You need somebody who's going to be able to help you get into the position that you want to be.
Yeah.
She says, I asked my dad to help me with my resume. Okay. Well, that's probably a good first step, is getting some assistance on building your resume and to get you into a position. Maybe your dad is the Emperor, in that, he's there to help lead you. But you definitely need some guidance, I think, some hands-on guidance, some mentorship. Anyone else want to take a shot at that?
Yeah, I also see the Ace of Cups for you, Jamila, as you're probably looking for a new career that your heart really resonates with, right? So it's kind of for the career that you feel that you will be very satisfied emotionally in your heart as well. And yeah, as Mendy said, I also see one of those cards as either Hierophant or Emperor is your father, who can give you really good, solid advice, and the other person is you. So it's either you seeking your career maybe in guiding people and teaching in one of those industries, or maybe you seeking your career in becoming that leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with I agree with what the other lady said. I don't have anything additional, other than the only thing that I was thinking as you first pull those cards, and it made sense as you were talking, and as Jamila confirmed that it was, she's been asking her father for assistance, is that structure, right? So getting help with the resume and getting that like really not pared down, but like really building up that resume solidly is definitely a good first start. But also don't settle, right? Like that Ace of Cups is pretty. That Ace of Cups is pretty big, right? I think it's pretty important. So don't settle for something that is just gonna, or at least long term, for something that's just going to not fulfill you. So
yes, definitely look for something that's gonna fill that cup for you.
Yeah.
So,
Justin, I don't know that you actually need Justin, I don't know that you actually need a reading for that, but
I can do it with the deck of cards around. Why not?
There you go.
Let's also use the as a
Like Justin, you can look at those cards again. Can you hear how nicely they shuffle?
You're killing me. While Masha's shuffling, I just want to welcome Xena. And we don't really have a list, just if you can put your questions in all caps so we can see them, and we'll go through down the line.
Yeah, it'll be easier that way.
So the question is, should Justin get a deck from Cartogram? Let me just put the cards on the table. Oh, you've got lots of swords there, Justin. So we have the moon, the 10 of swords. The first card was, I don't know how to show it, the moon. And then we had the 10 of swords, and we have the 8 of swords. So what I would say, you probably know the answer to this question already, but I think you may have not been able to sleep at night because that kind of issue of getting the deck was very heavily is on your mind. So you may be in between your minds, and you've been spending quite a bit of time of thinking about whether you should get a deck. And I actually will pull one more card of one for should I or should not, right? So that's your situation. It's been on your mind. You probably lost your sleep around that, right? And also I see, well, the swords, right? The 9 and the 8 of swords. So it's kind of been on your mind, but also, for me, 8 of swords is about wishes or the fears, right? So it may be your big wish that you've been thinking about. So I'll just pull a card for should, and we have 3 of coins, and whether do or do not, right? So do 3 of coins, and don't Queen of Cups. So I would say, yes, do that. Don't keep your cups to yourself, but rather spend the cups to get a deck that may bring you this 2 of coins, a little bit of balance. How does that sound to you, my friend? That will bring you expansion, right, Justin?
Yeah. I'm just going to add on to that. All the swords are, them cutting the deck. It's them chopping that deck up for you. And that, like, those 2 little dogs under the moon, that's probably, my birthday is coming up, Justin. Just a reminder. That's just, I have 2 dogs. My birthday is coming up. That's just maybe me, a reminder that maybe you should
I think it's probably you and me.
Consider your big sister, Mendy.
You last night. So.
Perfect. All right, Justin. We expect that by the end of this stream, you will have a order confirmation. No pressure. So the next question that I see, which is in caps, does Stephen want to marry me? By Xena. You're going to send Justin Agnes's email? All right, so I'm going to pull some cards from my Dark Mansion tarot. Did you guys used to watch Xena at all?
Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to watch it with my sisters religiously. All right.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Maybe I only need to pull one. The 6 of Wands. What does that look like? And I have the 2 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. So from what I'm getting from this is that yes, definitely. I mean, that answers your question right there. Does Stephen want to marry you? Yes. But maybe at the moment there are still some things to work out. So there's a plan. For me, the 2 of Wands is all about making plans, right? So figuring out what's your goal and making a plan to get there. what's the old saying that I always think of, which is a goal without a plan is just a dream. Right. And then the Four of Swords for me is usually a period of waiting and introspection. So, just again, going with the two of Wands. So for me, I really see that, yes, the answer is yes. It's just maybe not right away. Like there's some things that need to be worked out. What about you guys?
Yeah, well, Four of Swords, it might be a little bit of stagnation or some kind of repetitive pattern happens that we need to take those two wands, probably you and your partner, and you just need to break through to make that first card. What was the Six of Wands? Was it?
Wands, yeah.
Wands, yeah, to make that happen, to make that action happen.
Yeah, and I just see, you've got a lot of E numbers there. You've got the 6, the 2, and the 4, and those tend to be slow moving, right? They're not really active cards. So I think that you've got a lot of kind of plotting and, as Jade said, working things out and thinking things through. But it's hard to deny the first card you pull is a bride and a groom.
And I swear I did not go looking for that. I was shuffling here the whole time.
And great because you want it together, right? With working things out.
Right.
Yeah. So, right. Xena,
I think it's probably.
I hope that resonates, and let's see. Moving on. So, Milk and Honey. Hi, Milk and Honey. Will my family be moving anytime soon? Who wants to take that one?
I will. I think I'm up next.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try the Minute Tarot. What's the question? Will my family be moving anytime soon?
Yeah.
Milk and Honey. Will your family be moving anytime soon?
Mascha, while Mendy's doing that, do you know what deck this is? I just got this in.
Yeah, Peterson's Noblet.
I just got it. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Do you like it?
That's my favorite Noblet right now.
Yeah. I spent today just like the edges, the corners were so sharp.
Did you use like the smallest one around there? Or
the smallest one. Yeah, the smallest one.
On that one, I think I did. Yeah, I don't even remember. I did the medium or the smallest one, but on my other one, I did the medium.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got. Okay, so I got the. Let me put these in order that I drew them. Well, I think they're going to go backwards. Let's see. The Ace of Wands, I'm trying to get these in the right order. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Emperor.
Oh.
So that's very active. You've got a lot of movement in there. You've got the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, which is saying there's definitely something that's in the works, right? You've definitely got some sort of action, some sort of activity that's in the works. And then that Eight of Wands is definitely showing movement and something fast acting. But then you have the Emperor that's kind of just sitting still here. And he's just sitting there watching what's happening. So I don't know if that is like a patriarchal figure that's maybe making a decision, or maybe it's, up to him to release that wand, because you see he's holding the wand, and maybe it's up for him to release the wand before they can go flying. So, but it looks like it's definitely there's a different possibility, I think, for movement, depending on what whoever this guy is in your family, what he chooses to do. It's really all in his hands, I think.
Yeah, because the Emperor they don't typically move around from place to place, right? They stay in their location. That could be like also, I think of the emperor as an institution. So it could be the bank, like maybe there's just, all signs are pointing to you moving, but, maybe there's some things to work out in terms of like the financing or like you said, someone making a decision, making the final decision.
Yeah, and I really get, a strong feeling about, this emperor's holding a wand, and then you've got the wand over here being released, and then them shooting through the air. So it's really there's one person, one very masculine energy that's in charge of this entire, and he's going to drive it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Mascha, you have anything to add?
No, I see the same thing. I see the Eight of Wands, a fast move happening, but is blocked by that one person or the institution. So if that kind of issue, but again, I see Eight of Wands that you might have to do a bit of work to make that happen, to resolve it with that person or that institution, whether it's been, as Jade said, your bank, or can be like institution of like where you work, like office, the office tower and something like that. So yeah, so that's it's possible, right? But provided that the work will be done to negotiate with that person, to convince that person, or to resolve that issue with the institution for you to move.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Milk and Honey. She says, "All right, thanks, ladies." So
perfect. All right. Hello, beautiful life. I like your name. So Beautiful Life has a question, which is, how will my finances and career be next year?
All right, I will take that one. How will Beautiful Life, yeah, how will my finances and career be next year? I'm using the Ancient Italian Tarot here, and I will do 3-card draw for this one, for your question about your finances and career.
So just a reminder, if you have a question, it'll be a lot easier for us to find it if you type it in all caps.
Well, my cards show that your finances and career next year will be wonderful, beautiful life. So we have that, of course, we, how with significators and who we see in the cards. So, and the first card generally indicates you. So you are on top of the horse with the coin, and coin is always good, right? Coin money is always a good indication for the finances, for career type of readings, right? And then we have the sun and the world. So the sun signifies that, right? So the sun card, what is it? Illumination and success and joy and happiness. And the world is, being really on top of the world, right? So reaching that, I guess, in a good way, the culmination of that career. So you may, from what I see in the cards, that your finances will improve, and you may even be promoted next year as well in your job. So that's what I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could ask for better cards asking about finances.
Yeah, and it's great to have actually the person on the horse, right, driving into the sun, into the world. So you're even moving into that direction. Yeah. So you can see the cards a little bit better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Does it make sense to you, beautiful life? Does it resonate?
She's Beautiful Life says, yeah, but I don't have a job right now.
Yeah, well, but then what the cards show that you will most likely get a job, right? Again, it's just take it as you have a tarot question, and you have a tarot answer. The cards answer the question. But yeah, so if you don't have a job and if you're looking for the action, you will need to climb up on that horse, right? So you need to take an action and move into the direction of the job you want. And if you take that initial action, then the outcome will be really wonderful.
Well, it is interesting also that the knight that shows up is the Knight of Coins, right? So that knight for me is the knight of, he's the well, I mean, all the knights are movement cards, but
Mm.
specifically, he's the person who's sort of tending to the finances, right? So, yeah. So, obviously now if you don't do anything to go get a job, then, this isn't going to go anywhere. But as long as you take that action, as Mascha said, you will be in a pretty good position, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Also, about the Knight of Coins is I always see him as the least impetuous knight. He's the knight that, his horse never looks like he's taking off without control. He's more of the controlled knight. And, he is being very, what's the word? Thoughtful about the direction in which his horse is going. He's chasing that coin. He's not holding he's not holding a sword. He's not holding a wand. He's not holding a cup out. He's chasing that coin that's in front of him. So you have to get on that horse. You have to chase the coin. But the cards say if you do that, you're going to find what you need.
Yeah, and he's not very fast, right? But he's very steady. He's very strong-headed, right, and very resourceful. So that's what you need to embody in order to succeed.
Yeah.
All right. So I hope that helped. All right. The next question that I see is from Rosie. Rose EYY. What are Sam's feelings towards me, and if you see this connection moving forward? Okay, I'll pull some cards for this one from my Everyday Witch Tarot. If I can do it without my cards flying everywhere. All right. What are Sam's feelings toward Rose, and if we see a connection moving forward? Okay, so what I have is the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Five of Swords. So to me, this, going backwards here, the Nine of Swords, I don't know if you have, is that me? The feedback?
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of feedback.
Okay, let me know if it happens again, and I'll try a different headphones. Sorry about that. So to me, the Nine of Swords, like, I don't know if you've been sitting up worrying about Sam's feelings towards you. Maybe you have some big feelings towards Sam, and if this is you sort of sitting up at night in anxiety, the Eight of Wands tells me, look, it tells me that, there's definitely, like, wands are all about fire for me. So, there's a lot of feeling, there's a lot of passion, but those wands are also sort of flying around, right, in the tornado behind. So to me, that ties really well with the Nine of Swords in terms of just anxiety and anxiousness and not really knowing where things stand. But then we have the Five of Swords, which is not, it tends to be about conflict. So in terms of, Sam's feelings towards you, Rose, I kind of see that, maybe, the feelings are there, the passion is there, but there's a conflict. There's a conflict within Sam about you. So in terms of whether I see this connection moving forward, I'm not really sure right now. I don't know what you guys think.
Yes. Yeah, you go, Mendy.
Okay. I'm sorry, Rose. I'm not feeling it for you. I'm seeing that when I saw that, because the question is about what are Sam's feelings, is that I saw Sam's very, he's scattered. He's scattered all over the place. You know, whether it's him or it's you that's, you know, having a lot of, you know, staying up at night or bad, you know, bad dreams or bad feelings. But you've got the Nine of Swords and you've got the Five of Swords there, and that just is, it's a lot about angst and conflict. And then with that Eight of Wands and those wands going everywhere, that I just don't think that his feelings are, I just don't think that they're there. I don't think that they're focused. I'm sure he has some feelings because there's, like Jade said, there's like a lot of passion going on. But the swords are, you know, they're rough and they're very cutting, and you're, whatever's going on between in your relationship with him, and it's a painful one. And I just don't see I don't see the connection moving forward because you've got all that sword energy.
Yeah, I'm with you as well, Jade and Mendy. We don't see any cups here, so in terms of that kind of more emotional expression and love, it's not there. But what's there, that is that scatteredness of the mind, that everything is in the mind, and probably you and him, as Mendy pointed, that you might stay up at night and just thinking and processing it all, right? But also with the Suit of Wands, well, yeah, the passion is there, but also there is some kind of chaotic and disrupted communication going on as well between you, and that being the middle card as well, right? And then again, Five of Swords. So I see like one of you with those, was it Nine of Swords or Five of Swords? One of you is Sam and one of you is you, Rose. So, and in between of you, that disrupted communication, but really both of you are all in different levels of degree, right? You kind of, it doesn't look like the feelings in terms of feelings of affection and love are there, but more the things are on your mind that you need to resolve, and that conflict and communication that you need to really kind of between two of you, you need to resolve before moving forward, whether you're moving forward separate ways or whether you're moving forward staying together.
Yeah.
Justin,
Sorry.
that was the spirits. Was the noise? Sorry. So thank you for the question, Rose. I'm sorry we can give you a better. Again, it's a tarot reading, and only you can know whether this makes sense for you, right? It's got to resonate with you. So Rose says he doesn't express his feelings. And you know, that can be the person too. Like, not everybody expresses their feelings necessarily, but if you want to,
he's clearly thinking. You know, he's clearly thinking, and he's with Nine of Swords a little bit of kind of almost burden of the thinking, right? Maybe it's difficult for him to express. Maybe he has those strong feelings, but he just doesn't know how to verbalize them, right?
Yeah. All right. I don't see any other questions right now. I'm gonna throw one more card at you guys.
Budapest by Sullivan Hismans.
Nope.
I can't even open my mouth and she gets it.
It's not it. It's not it.
No? Oh my goodness.
No, that's not
we
it.
don't have this one. Yeah, Mendy and I, we don't have this deck. Which one is that?
I love how Mascha says, Mendy and I don't have this deck.
You guys don't have? This is the Rosenwald.
Okay, so I got Rosenwald, right? The creator. Yeah. It's all right. Half a point, Mendy, half a point.
Oh, sorry. Did you say Rosenwald? Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, no, I said Budapest. Sorry, no, I did say Budapest. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I didn't say Rosenwald. Yeah, I did say Budapest. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's
cute. I like
very
it.
cute.
It's very like childish kind of drawings, but I actually really like it.
Yeah, but it's one of
the Rosenwald by Sullivan Hismans. No, yes, by Tear Sheet Revival. right?
Yeah, the back, Sullivan's backing is a bit different, as the aged
Okay.
one, but originally Rosenwald is actually from 1400s. It's one of the earliest decks, and the one that you have, it's reproduction, but probably recolored. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it's fun. It's a cute deck from just from Game Crafter. All right.
Okay,
We
so
do have
Rose
one more
came back
question.
with another question. Whose turn is it?
Probably mine.
The-
What was the question? Can I ask, how will my future spouse be like? Okay. So, future spouse, how is he going to be like?
I want to know if Justin ordered the cartogram deck yet.
Yeah, he's been very quiet, so he probably.
He says he has to transfer funds, but he says he likes this format. What a great idea, one drawing. Good, I like this format too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun. It gives us all a chance to just, weigh in on the same kind of cards. I think it goes quicker too.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Yeah.
All right. So how will Rose's future husband be like? So what we have here, the first card we had is the Ten of Swords, and then we had the Justice card, and then we had the Chariot. So when it comes to your future spouse, and again, with tarot, it's kind of hard, right? So we don't predict the future, but we kind of just read what we see in the cards. So out of those three cards, I see possibly you are in the middle, right? So you are that Justice, and you will be balancing things out, and your husband is that Chariot, right? So that probably will be your husband here. So he, if looking at just this card, right? So he will be in the seat, he will be taking the lead and the drive, but yet you will be making those decisions in the family, right? So I see it like personally, I see it like a balance of yin and yang in a way, because he is very young and driven and moving, right? But sometimes he also doesn't see in front of him, so he's got that I guess the drive for success, and he can act on it. But you will need to be helping him to find that balance. And since you ask about how is he going to be like, we also have here Ten of Swords, right? So, and that for me, he will be very intellectual. If you look, for example, if I just hold those two cards together, right? So, and again, Ten of Swords, it just depending which system you read. I see it also when it comes to intellect, and if he is more kind of for example, in the business-oriented career, that also can indicate really good intellectual success. So we have Ten of Swords here. But also another side will be that he may be in his mind as well. So, so in terms of expression of his emotions, that again, he might be a little bit more like in his mind rather than being able to verbalize his emotions. So that's what I see.
Yeah, I'm really drawn to the fact that you've got the two swords crossing in the middle. You've got the two sides of the scale, the even sides of the scale, and you've got the two horses in the Chariot. And I see that as a lot of working together. A lot of, since we're talking about you, Rose, and your spouse, that it's going to be a lot of working together. And like Mascha said, he's gonna, with the swords, that shows a lot of intellect, but you see also Justice is holding a sword. And I think that that's going to be kind of your bond with him, is that you are going to be kind of grasping some of, what drives him. And that's gonna kind of bring you together, because he is going to be very driven, and that's going to allow you to support him in the driving, driving in the direction that he wants to go.
Yeah, and ultimately also he's got, like how he's in driver's seat, but also he's got, well, it kind of looks like a wound, but we can see two of swords, right? So they're balanced out that you have a sword and he's got some kind of a variation of right, so of that kind of well, I guess weapon stick sword that you will be in it together, but yeah.
I saw things.
It's a lot of coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Jade.
No, that's okay. I saw things just slightly differently. Not to say that, and I understand what you guys are doing as well, or like what your readings are. For me, like when you pull out those cards, what I see is, the tens as being completion, the justice card as being, balance, but also, the words sort of legal and ethics sort of words come to mind, and then driven and willpower in the chariot. So for me, in terms of what the person will be like, right? What the future spouse would be like. I saw somebody who is very very strong-willed, and who ethics and the law is very important to them, and who, they finishing things and getting to the end goal, meeting their goal is very important to them. Like you said, though, there's no cups there, so for sure it might be somebody that's more reserved, more in their head, and you would need to work with them to balance things out. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
that totally makes sense. Rose, I hope that helps you. I hope that gives you. All right,
please let us know.
Stephen's question is next. Stephen Anthony, welcome. Stephen wants to know, will my job get any easier and less stressful? All right, so I'm going to go with my doll. Stephen's job get any easier and less stressful? So, Stephen, I've got the Page of Swords.
This is Justin, Stephen.
Okay.
Oh, this is Justin, Stephen. Well, welcome, Stephen. You need to let Justin buy a cartogram deck. I've got the Page of Swords. Got the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Cups. So I'm seeing that you're fighting a battle right now, that you've come armed, but I think that the reduction from the Six of Cups to the Three of Cups is showing that some of what you're dealing with is going to be taken off your plate. I think that you're going to see some lessening. You're asking if it's going to get easier or less stressful. Is that I see some lessening. That right now you're dealing with, you're definitely, you came armed and you're dealing with that, with some issues, but just wait it out, because I think that it is going to ease up, because it definitely goes from 6 to 3, and that's a sure sign that whatever is going on, the stress that you're having, this emotional stress that you're having, is going to be reduced. That's what I take away from these 3.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I see the page, Valet of Swords, as that you are stressed right now, and the job is on your mind, and this kind of stress is on your mind. But if you look at Six of Cups reducing to Three of Cups, that level of emotional intensity will decrease by half. So yeah, definitely it will be. The stress will ease, and the stress on you emotionally will ease, and you're looking down also those cups reducing from. Also, if you look at the position of the person's cards here, he will looking down on those cards reducing as the future comes.
Yeah. Jade, any thoughts?
I don't have anything to add. You guys said it all. I'm just learning the TDM system, and I would have said exactly what Mascha said from what I've learned from Yoav Bendov's book of looking at the direction. What are they looking at? And the cart,
Right.
the way he's looking, the valet is looking. They're them going down by half. So
yeah. And Three of Cups, I always see,
So I think, just
like forming your heart around the top cup. And like, so for your heart, it will be balanced with the two supportive cups underneath.
Yeah, so just hang in there, Stephen. It'll get better.
Justin, that's what you keep telling him as well. It'll get easier. Hang in there. It will get better. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. Was I not supposed to mention the very expensive deck you asked about earlier before Stephen joined us?
And yesterday.
Sorry, Justin.
Maybe now I understand why Stephen's job is more stressful. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so Jamie has a question. Exni in Artegramme. What is the energy with being able to turn a subordinate's attitude and job performance around? Is this one me or I lost track? Who's next?
I think it's
track.
It's me? Okay.
I've lost track. I just did one. So it's one of you.
What is the energy with being able to turn a subordinate's attitude and job performance around? This unfortunately is not an uncommon thing for people to face. All right, I have, so I'm using the Game of Thrones tarot. I have the Ace of Cups. I love that ace. I have the King of Coins. And I have the Three of Cups. So actually it's quite interesting. So for me, like, there's big emotion around it, right? So from your side, Jamie, you're probably super frustrated. And I know I've been in that position as well, where someone's attitude and job performance just aren't there, or they've maybe just totally checked out. And especially right now with the whole COVID thing, it's hard for everybody to kind of keep motivated. So I see, a lot of frustration there. The King of Coins. So to me, this says, this is what, this is the energy that you need to bring to the situation, right? So the King of Coins is somebody that is, takes care of his people. Like, it's almost like an emperor to me, this card, but takes care of his people and makes sure that they have what they need. And, tying that with the Three of Cups that came, to me, these two cards are saying that, in terms of the energy of being able to turn somebody's attitude and job performance around, maybe they really need, like, they don't need so much the pardon my language, but they don't need so much the hard ass. But maybe they need more of a collaborative effort. Like, sometimes, we can turn people's attitudes or job performance around if like the reason they may have those bad attitudes or bad performance is because they are checked out, because they don't feel like they have any responsibility for things, like they feel kind of powerless. And so when you are in that mindset, it's hard to be motivated to do something. So if you increase their responsibilities, and especially if it's something that's collaborative that will let them work with others, you may find that their attitude and job performance turn around. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, well, you see, was it Ace of Cups, King of Coins, and Three of Cups? Yeah. So I see Ace of Cups as probably your colleague who acts like their cup is full, not listening, not really kind of not negotiating anything. And you are, Jamie, is the King of Coins. And yes, King of Coins, right? It's all about the like kind of the wisdom, but also King of Coins, you call the coin, right? So he is able to flip the coin and to look at the things from a different perspective, right? So that's probably your responsibility in order to find that kind of the Three of Cups as the end result, right? So that collaboration working together, right? So Ace of Cups, your colleague, King of Coins, you, and making it make it work, right? Creating that third cup, you may need to be that person to actually to think outside of the box, to look from things from different perspective and see if you can turn things around.
Mendy, did you?
Yeah, I agree with I was going to say, I agree with everything that Jade and Mascha said. I think definitely you are the king of coins there, and you have that control. You just have to look for the right way to flip that coin, as Mascha put it. I also see the king of coins. You know, in my mind, the courts are all like they have certain personality traits, and I find the king of coins to be the most stable. Really, all of the coins, the court cards in the coins, they're the most stable and the most just grounded. Really, right? They're really the most grounded, and it's about bringing that grounded energy in to redirect from that kind of full Ace of Cups, of that very self-involvement that you may have with the subordinate, to a more cooperative Three of Cups, where it's more of a working together
Jamie says quite literally, as she controls the finance of the practice.
So yeah, you control the money. So, and it's, but I think that you also bring that grounded element, that it's not just about the finances. I think it's also about just that grounding and kind of keeping your feet on the ground and redirection, taking that control and redirecting.
Yeah, and maybe also finding, like I'm thinking now with being King of Coins, maybe finding the language of your subordinate, right? Are they more kind of, what motivates them? Are they more transformational or transactional? So maybe kind of the coins, the indication that they need a little bit of kind of some transactional motivation as well from you, in order to fulfill, to create that kind of fulfilled environment and more pleasant environment to work in.
Hello, Hecate is crossing, and hello, Melissa.
Hi, Paula. Hello, Melissa.
So hopefully that helps.
Hi, Paula.
Hopefully that helps Jamie. That is true, Mendy. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to keep motivated right now. Like, I think if people were having performance issues before COVID, it's like I am seeing that as well at my work as well. Like, it's not, you're not going through it alone. That's for sure. All right, so the next question that we have is from Tulika. How successful will my beauty and jewelry business be? Yeah,
I'll take that one. How successful will Tulika's beauty and jewelry business be? Is it one business, Tulika, may I ask? Is it kind of goes on the umbrella of one business, or you kind of branching out into two different businesses?
Hi, Moon Baby.
Hey, Brant.
Hi, Brant.
It's Brand.
No, both are different.
Okay.
So let me do the beauty one first, right? How successful will your beauty business be?
So Tulika says they want to start both, but not sure.
Yeah, so we'll do two readings, kind of 3 cards twice, right? So the first one is about your beauty business. And then I just put the cards for the jewelry business.
Jamie, you said she's a former engineer. It's hard to keep those engineers motivated.
They're the worst. Engineers and lawyers.
I can say that. I can say that because that's my background.
Yeah, I can say because I live with one.
Okay, there you go. What kind of engineer, Mendy?
He's
what type of
network
engineer?
now.
Oh, okay.
Network engineer.
Okay.
I have was metallurgical one, so that's my husband.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So for the beauty business, what we had the 7 of batons, 2 of batons, and we had 6 of coins. So how successful will your beauty and jewelry business be? Well, definitely with batons, you know what we do with batons, right? With wands and sticks, you will need to put a lot of effort, right? To make it, well, 6, right? So again, 6 of coins. You can get, well, it's new business, so the moderate success is slightly higher than moderate. So we have more than 5 can come. But again, with wands, you will need to put a lot of work there. There might be some kind of blockages that you will need to resolve, but they're reducing, right? So the toughness of the work, the effort reduces from 7 down to 2. So you may also need to find some kind of cooperation with your coworkers or maybe, people you work with in order to begin, I guess, to start up your successful business, right? So again, we're not here in the 10 of coins yet, but it's better, well, better than 5, right? So you're better than half successful in this way, if you look at these cards. So this one is about how successful the beauty business will be for Tulika. What do you see before I show you the other set of 3 cards, Mindy and Jade?
I see the same thing. I see it being a lot of work up front. You're going to have to put a lot of effort, a lot of time up front into it to build it up. But once it gets going, then you're going to, you'll be able to as long as you can get that effort going, then you'll be able to maintain, and it will be profitable. You more likely be profitable as you move forward. That's a good point about, possibly having some help, either, getting somebody to work with you, having some sort of support system, maybe a partner or something in it, could help offset some of that workload with the 2 of Wands. I see that as assisting with the workload that you're getting out of the 7 of Wands. But ultimately, I mean, you've got your odds are in your favor. That's as long as you can put the work in and you put the effort and time in. I think it's good.
I agree. I mean, again, I like full disclosure. I'm just learning about the TDM system, but one of the ways that I learned from Tom Benjamin, where he does in his course, he talks about like one of the old ways of reading was about looking at the elements, right? So the fire, you've got the wands there. So there's lots of passion there. You've got a lot of wands, right? If you just count the specific number of all of the wands that you've got. And just, one of the things that we would look for is what is there to sustain it. And earth, you have earth to sustain it. So there's lots of earth to sustain that fire. So to me, it says kind of the same thing as what you guys were saying. There's definitely a good, there's a good path forward.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so just to recap for you, Tulika, yeah, so it looked like we're in agreement, right? So your challenges that you experience, working challenges and lots of effort that you apply in those challenges will be relieved by finding some kind of balance, work-life balance, or maybe partner to help you with, right, or a person you work with. And that will result in you being kind of financially secure for the beginning of the business, right? So that's for your beauty business. And then for your jewelry business, what we have here, we have the death card, we have nine of swords, and we have the ace of cups. I don't know, when I look at ace of cups, I straight away see your jewelry business because the cups is beautifully embellished with the jewelry, right? And then also, look, at the end, the jewelry business is there, right? But it's kind of a little bit more challenging. So if we see the death card here and we see 10 of swords, nine of swords, you may be thinking quite a lot about this one. So probably the jewelry one is more on your mind than your beauty business. And in order to create that business, in order to bring it to life, right? So again, bringing it to life, new beginning, plus that embellishment of this nice kind of rich cup, right? So it's not like a normal wine glass, right? So it's a beautiful, expensive one. So you will need to really cut through the whatever blocks your mind and kind of So it's more for your here. We don't really see coins. We don't see much work. What we see here is that intensity of your thinking, and maybe even maybe even been concerned about changes that may come also with nine of swords. But what you in order to bring this business forward, you will just need to cut through and maybe even to begin from the very beginning, to begin with some new ideas to bring that business to life. So out of those two, I'm kind of thinking beauty one is more favorable for now. But again, this one, I don't see it as an impossible business. I think it can come forward really nicely as well when it comes to your jewelry business.
Yeah, what I pulled from that was that I think maybe your heart is more in the jewelry, like you're really maybe more emotionally invested in the idea of the jewelry business with that big cup that you have. Maybe that's more where you want to go, but you've got a really strong reading for the beauty business. So you're going to have to not necessarily cut one or the other out, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices, I think, to get this jewelry business to where you want it to be. Because I think that's more of maybe work, a business that you want to, that's more you're more emotionally involved in. And because of all the work that it's going to take with the beauty business that you saw, that you're going to have to make some sort of sacrifices to be able to realize that jewelry business. And I'm not saying sacrifice the beauty business. I'm saying just look overall at your whole life. I mean, starting two businesses is not easy in any sense, right? It's never easy, but it's not insurmountable. It's just you really have to, the beauty business may be easier, but the jewelry business may be more satisfying. So you want to look at your whole life overall and see where you may need to make some cuts and reduce some of the stress and the things that are going on in your head to be able to be in the right frame of mind to take off with both of those.
Yep. And with that nine of swords, I just see like mental exhaustion, right? It's gonna excited, especially if you have more of a passion for the other business. Trying to do something that you don't have a passion for can be mentally exhausting. It's not impossible. Of course, you can always make a go of it, but it just might be tougher on you mentally.
Yeah, it looks like both are doable, right? But this one will be more rewarding as well in the end. If you're looking at business, clearly business, you're looking to make income as well. And so this one, you just need to put some work in to make the income. When this one, it's a little bit more challenging for you to, but it's still possible to bring it forward.
Tulika says, yes, I have a lot of business ideas and a lot on my mind. Yeah, so
Well, I mean, trying to start two businesses is,
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, and hopefully it
a
makes sense to you to look and help you somehow.
So Jamie says
Okay.
we don't speak the same language. So Jamie, I don't know what you do for a living, but are you a very? I'm just curious because I know a lot of engineers kind of have that kind of a lot of people who are engineers are very analytical, just about the numbers, just about the logic. Not so emotional, and if they're dealing with someone who is more extroverted, more about the ideas, the creative ideas, as opposed to like how am I actually going to do it, is that I'm just wondering if that's I know I'm prying. I'm just wondering if that's that's the barrier there, because if it is, then like everybody said, kind of you have to figure out a way to bridge that gap and look at the problem from a different perspective. Justin says trophy husbands.
So Jeanette, welcome, Jeanette. I don't think I said hi to you.
Welcome.
Jeanette has a question. Where am I spiritually? I'll take that one. I'm going to go back to my Spacious Tarot. I haven't really used that a whole lot lately, and I love the way it feels. Mascha, you have this deck. Do you have the Spacious Tarot, Jade?
Yeah, I received it recently. Yeah.
No, I've looked at it, but I haven't. I don't have that deck. I am trying, even though most people wouldn't think that way, but I am trying to slow down my deck consumption.
So am I.
My slowing down is no problem, but the decks become more expensive. I don't want 10, but I want one that can buy me 10. So
Unfortunately,
the number of the decks. It's just the number of the dollars.
All right. Where is Jeanette spiritually?
So Jamie says she's a vet technician and the hospital manager and the doctor's personal assistant. So, to me, that says you're a very caring person. You're comfortable with showing. I think, vets and vet technicians are amazing people. Anybody that works in any sort of medical field, but definitely I can see that conflicting with an engineer.
Okay, Jeanette, what I've got for you is the Ace of Cups, which is funny. I got that last time.
That came up before, yeah.
Deck, right? It did. The Explorer of Wands and the Nine of Wands.
What's the Explorer of Wands?
So the Explorer of Wands is that's like the knight.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that you are, cups are wrong side. Cups are, they often are about emotional, your emotions, but they're also about your spirituality, right? You've got you see a lot of spirituality in water. And I see that's, you've got the Ace of Cups. So that's very, and this Ace of Cups, I don't know if you can see it, but it's very full and it's overflowing with water. Can you see that, how it's kind of bubbling up and overflowing with water? So I think that you are, you're a very spiritual person. I think you are, it may not be a traditional spiritualism, but you definitely have a very spiritual mindset. And with this Explorer of Wands is that you're kind of searching right now. You're on a quest almost, and this is very fiery. So you are on a very, you've got a very spiritual mentality or a very spiritual presence, but you're searching for your place. Maybe you don't know, exactly where you are. And this Nine of Wands, and I love this Nine of Wands with this rose shining up, coming up through those wands, is that this is about you're looking, while you're looking for this place, you are going to find, you are on the road to, and I think you are close to finding the kind of the place for you, or the path for you. You're going to find this path where you're going to be able to blossom up through all of these, these other areas that you may have explored over time, to find what really resonates with you spiritually, on a spiritual level, because this is really important to you. In, your whole, right now, everything is about your water and the cups, and it's just overflowing for you right now. So you're on this quest, but you're there. You're almost there. You're finding this completion. That's what I get from there.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, I see the same. Yes, I also kind of sorry.
I said beautifully said.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Mendy, yeah. So what I also wanted just to add a little bit, that I think, as Mendy said, that your cup is full, right? So I see, Jeanette, that you're looking for spiritual fulfillment and possibly healing as well, with that kind of the Ace of Cups, right? And then with that Knight of, I'll call it Knight, okay, because I can't really see. So that wand and the explorer wand becomes that road, right? So you may be pushing a little bit, but because you're very, very eager to find that fulfillment, right, in your spirituality. So if you continue that kind of that search and diligence in your practices, then that, as Mendy said, that rose will blossom. Then you will find that spiritual fulfillment and healing, if you're seeking healing out of that as well.
Okay, Jeanette, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question.
Good night, Justin.
Good night, Justin.
Good night,
Nice
Justin.
to see you.
Tell Stephen thank you for stopping by if he's already left.
And I'm sure I'll talk to Justin in like 3-4 hours. Normally we chat.
Oh, he usually starts hitting me up in about an hour from now as I'm trying to go to bed.
It's funny. So Jeanette says she has a lot of emotional healing. Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jeanette says she has a lot of emotional healing to do. So
yeah,
I think you guys were
right
on.
But I think that you're where you need to be. You are searching, and I think that you're where you need to be, and you're going to find that healing.
Well, your card said it all, right? The explorer, like you're searching for it, for that, right? So you've got the cup that's overflowing. Definitely have a lot of emotional healing to do. You're searching for, your best spiritual path forward, and the 9 with that rose, like you're almost there, right? So hang in there and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Any other questions? I think that was our last one.
You're very welcome, Jeanette.
Yes, you're welcome, Jeanette.
I have one more for you, Mascha.
This one I don't know, Minty. What was your guess? Hold on. I've seen it. It's not Conver? It's not Conver?
It is the Conver.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I'm waiting for this one from Eve.
Yeah, from Eve.
Yeah, I saw your video, and that's the one that's stuck in Perth airport for a week now because no planes are coming here. So, yeah.
Oh,
sure, Jeanette. Jeanette's asking if she can ask one more question.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
And why don't we make this our last question? I think we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll take Jeanette's last question and then wrap up.
I hope Justin's not in a lot of trouble.
Well, at least Steven's, like the reading was good. The stress will reduce.
All right. So Jeanette says, "What does my career path look like?" So Jeanette, I'm going to use my zombie tarot just for fun. Actually, do you guys have this deck? No.
I don't.
I bought this deck just because it was cute. It was just a fun. I thought it was kitschy, but actually, it has really surprised me with the readings I get from it. So, and it makes me laugh. So that's always a good thing, right?
That is always a good thing.
Yeah. We all need more laughter these days. So I got the King of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Wands.
Wow,
So,
you got 3 courts.
Jeanette, that's freaking hilarious. Yeah. The only one that's not here is coins. So that's kind of interesting. So in terms of career path, so we're going from the King of Cups, who's sort of, you can see him there, like he's, what you'd be able to see above the water, he looks like a regular person, and then below the water, he's a zombie. But he's calm, even though the fish are eating him. They're taking little nibbles. So the kings, to me, like that's what they are, right? Like the kings like appear super calm, right? Just like the ship's captain's always supposed to look super calm. Like the leader is supposed to look super calm. Doesn't matter what they may be totally freaking out inside. And then what was the next card? I think the Page of Wands.
I think that was the last one.
Last one, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Knight of Swords, who is just going, gangbuster, just shooting everything, right? Like he knows what he wants, and he's gonna go after it, by golly, no matter who he crushes underneath that tank, I guess, right? And then in terms of the Page of Wands, we've got somebody who's fairly young and inexperienced, is still hungry and is still going to go after what he wants, right? He's still going to chew on that bone. So in terms of career path, like I'm kind of, it's a hard one, I think. Like for me, like I'm not sure. The King of Cups, like, yeah. It's interesting that it goes from king to knight to page. I don't know what do you guys think? Help me out here.
Yeah, I think that like there's a lot of emotional maturity, but you kind of have your head on your shoulders, which no pun intended about the captain under the water, but you have your head on your shoulders, and you are stable in the sense that emotionally you know what you want and which direction you want to go, but you still have that extreme drive that the Knight of Swords has. That Knight of Swords is still driving you forward. And the Page of Wands is always about, kind of untapped or not quite yet realized fire and energy.
It's
and
like
I think
all those
that you still have
ideas,
some of
right?
that there.
Yeah, all that creativity, all those ideas, but doesn't really know how to get them to the finish line. in the right way,
Yeah,
maybe.
so I think that your career path, I think that the path is that you just need to kind of harness all of that drive and start exploring, you know, how you can creatively use that to your benefit, because you really do know where you want to be. You know what you want to do. You know, you've got a point B. You're at point A and you've got a point B where you know you want to be. So you need to harness that drive to use that creativity and that kind of unfulfilled want energy to get you there, because otherwise you're just, you know, flying off in your tank with no real direction. That's what I get. That's what I get out of that, as best as I can read zombies.
No, that sorry, maybe that was the wrong choice right now.
That was a good challenge for the last question.
But I was like, oh my God, I'm like, wow, 3, and maybe, you know, maybe I should have clarified also, like, where Jeanette was, like, what exactly does that mean? Like, is Jeanette already on a career path, right? Or are you looking, like, are you just sort of starting from scratch and trying to figure out what you want to do? Because that can affect things as well, I guess. But
Jade, can I ask?
She's about to graduate.
Can you get the card from the bottom of the deck there? The
Yeah.
last one as well. Yeah, just to kind of see.
7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to clarify if you have a coin there. Look, what I see in the King of Cups, I think, well, you know, when we look at career, we ultimately want to become kings, right? So they're the most successful really out of all in terms of when it comes to career path and leadership. So I think, and the king also is turning away from that knight and the page. So, but I think for you to be successful on that career path, and I see your career path possibly to be something to do with kind of healing or emotions or psychology, you know, that kind of industry. But it's also not just about following that heart and your the skills for that, but you will need to embody the other two. You may need to apply that beginner mind of the Page of Wands, right, just to generate that creativity maybe that you're lacking, embody that and kind of playfulness and that learning mind, not just getting stuck that you already know all you need for your career, and also that Knight of Swords as well, right? So was it Knight of Swords?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. So it's again just taking an action, right? So taking an action and maybe setting your goals, because it's all about kind of setting something and chasing it, right? So I think your career is actually King of Cups, the first card, but in order to achieve it, you may need to embody some other qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's about to graduate.
Thanks, guys. That was
well,
wow.
Thanks, Jade. Thanks for having us on.
No, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, even though I threw a curveball at the end with that deck.
It's fun.
It's a challenge for all of us, but you guys pulled it out of the bag, so I appreciate that. But thanks everybody for joining us.
Everybody
we really appreciate everybody being here and supporting us. And we'll put, I haven't done it yet, but I will put both Mendy and Mascha's channels down below. So if you haven't already, click over, subscribe, and yeah, and we'll see if there's a part 2 at some point.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jade, for having us on your channel, and thank you everybody for all your questions and conversation. And yeah, it's been heaps of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. Anyway, so thanks very much, everybody.
Bye, everyone.